In this video, I'm going to show you my SEO game plan that gets me consistently showing on page 1 or 2 of Google. So for me, I decided my primary social media marketing strategy would be YouTube. The reason being, I just noticed that a lot of people weren't converting from Instagram to my website, which was ultimately my goal. I want them to get on my website. Whereas YouTube, there was higher conversion with that. Also, Instagram, Facebook, like those aren't searchable for search engines. And YouTube is. So that's a huge advantage. Same thing like podcast, not really as searchable. So I decided YouTube was going to be my primary thing that I focused on. So when I create a YouTube video, that is my step one. And then from there, I go ahead and put it into a blog post. So I, create my title and I just write out the blog post. I don't do it word for word because honestly, I don't have time for that. So I summarize, but I make sure to try to get in some keywords. Squarespace is a keyword that I'll use throughout my website. Website designer, those keywords. I'll try to make sure that those keywords are in there. Caveat being, do not keyword stuff. So you don't want to add in those keywords every single sentence or Google will knock you. But I do, I write the blog post, how I talk, and then I go in and I say, okay, well, where can I add in Squarespace or some of those keywords? And of course, I always add the video in as well. And then that is good to go. So I have it now on YouTube and I have the blog. I then go into Canva and I make sure I've created a branded YouTube thumbnail. And then I also make sure that I have a Pinterest graphic. That sometimes I'll add that Pinterest graphic to my blog post, but I will always then go and publish the blog on Pinterest. That's the first place I do it. I use the same graphic and I publish it on Instagram stories. It's not exactly proportional, but we're trying to make our lives easy. So Pinterest, Instagram stories. I also, with this graphic, I use it to publish it in Google My Business. So the way I do that, you just search your business name. This is assuming that you have a Google My Business listing. But if you do, you can come down here and go add an update. And you can see right here, I've added that update. So I got a graphic, I publish it there. So now we have Pinterest, Instagram, Google, LinkedIn is my fourth place. Usually I don't even have a graphic for that. I just use the link and a graphic will pull. And then Facebook is my final place. So those are not my primary marketing sources, but do you see how easy it is once I've created the bulk of the work to just push it out onto those 5 channels? And that is going to help my SEO. So Google loves when you use their resource, and they're going to move you up. So that's why I use this ad update. It's not a primary marketing source. I don't do anything other than just that, as well as getting Google reviews, but that's really all I do on the Google end. Pinterest, same thing. I don't really have a crazy Pinterest strategy. I just publish it on Pinterest and I leave it because that's not what I'm wanting to spend my time on. So I hope you guys found this helpful. If you have any questions about marketing strategy or SEO or ways for your website to show up on Google, I actually have a free SEO training and I'll link it below. And this is a great training to go through my little tricks to getting on page 1 of Google, including keyword research, where to put those keywords, and then just this strategy that I told you. So blogging or YouTube or whatever it is, and then getting it on your blog, and from there pushing it out to these channels. So if you really want to go into more depth, I will link that video below.